G'day and welcome to the Hoh Rainforest. This is about a 8/10 of a mile walk through a rainforest. You're walking up, down, around curves and things, and everywhere you turn there's another shot. One of the challenges shooting in forest, and rainforests in particular, is you have to turn complexity into simplicity. You've got to try and find what attracts your eye and focus down on that. Either focus down on that by taking small parts or by trying to determine whether you're interested in line or colour or form or pattern and trying to find the shot there. Otherwise, all you end up doing is just taking a shot of chaos. So I'm going to be picking a few spots along here to try and show you how I look at the rainforest and how I identify the parts that I need to shoot. So enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I look for when I'm shooting in a forest is a way of showing depth. And that simplifies the chaos around you if you can have your eye follow from the foreground through a path all the way into the background. Now the challenge when you're shooting this is because you've got such a wide depth of field, you need to be shooting with a small aperture, up around f11, f16 or even higher. And that means that you often have a slow shutter speed because forests are usually dark. And that means that any movement in the foreground is going to be blurred. Now, if you want the blur, that's good. But if you don't want it blurred, you've either got to do one of two things. One is just wait for no wind, and that's not always possible. The other one, though, is to take two shots. Take one at the low ISO, where you get the natural lack of grain or noise that you would typically use, but then take one with a higher ISO, which gives you a faster shutter speed, and then you can blend those in together. So you're blending the movement out of the foreground plants using the faster shutter speed shot, using layers in Photoshop later. So I'm going to do both of those and see if I need to. At the moment there's a little bit of wind and then it drops off, so hopefully I can take the two and show you later what they look like. Post-processing technique that you can use is to lighten the background just subtly so that it emphasises the difference between the dark foreground and the background, which adds to the sense of depth. So another strategy is to try and find an object that you can isolate from the background. In this case, we got the gift of the obvious with this giant maple tree and the mosses hanging down from it. So I'm going to use a 12mm lens to capture it all, but I'm going to have to bracket to account for the exposure value differences between the bright sky and the dark greens in the foreground. So I'll give it a go and show you what I get. One more strategy is try and isolate something that's just completely different. Get out your big zoom lens and focus right in on something that catches your eye or other people wouldn't see. For instance, I found this one single maple leaf against a really dark background, trying to shoot that.